Hey guys, just wanted to do a little battery maintenance with y'all and see what y'all think about it. Well, I'll show you what I do anyway. Got one of these lawn batteries for like a little riding lawnmower or whatnot. Anyway, it doesn't really hold a good charge anymore, so I'm gonna go through and do some little maintenance on it and try and charge it up. You gotta peel this sticker off. See? A lot of these, they say maintenance free, these type of batteries, but that's bull. You know it. Get y'all a little closer, y'all see what we're doing here. A little closer. There we go. Alright. So right here there's 6 little caps on top of here. You gotta pry these little caps up. And be kind of careful. You don't want to splash the acid inside up on you. So if you want to wear gloves or a face shield, it's probably a good idea. You know, if you're worried about it. But yeah, you gotta pry these guys up out of here. And you can kind of look down. I'll show you in a second. Look down inside these, and you can see the water level inside, the acid level. And it's what I suspected was wrong with this battery. It's pretty low. Acid level on it's pretty low. And this battery is only probably about 1.5 years old. So, not good, Napa. I don't know if it was a bad batch or what. They were on sale though, so who knows? Who knows why? And then there's one more. You have 6 caps total on a 12-volt battery. Alright, let's see if I can get y'all where y'all can see this. Y'all can see inside there. See that water level? It's way down. Pretty low inside there. That's it. Those are the 6 caps. Yeah, you see it's kind of low. Yeah. So you pry those back, get them out the way. Then you wanna fill this up. Ideally, distilled water. If you're doing this on an expensive battery, please use distilled water. It'll work better. I don't have any, so I'm gonna use Ozarka. It just needs to be. It has to be clean. That's the main thing. I mean, it don't necessarily have to be distilled if you don't really care much about the battery. And I know y'all heard the old wives' tales about pouring water into acid and acid into water and all that stuff, but it's a pretty rare problem from what I've seen. I actually watched a video of a guy trying to make the acid blow up, and he couldn't do it. He tried all kinds of stuff. He finally, well, I'll take it back. He did finally get it to go, but he had to add a really high concentrated nitric acid to the mix. So it had to be really extremely concentrated for it to work, which was kind of crazy to think about. I'll have one of these on standby because I'm not a very good pourer sometimes. All that water picked up. Alright. So you basically just want to fill these up past the plates inside. That's all it's required. I'm gonna fill them up a little bit higher. That way I don't have to do it again in 6 months or so. Or we go to use this mower again. Although I don't know, I may not use this for the mower anymore. I might put this on a solar installation for a little something on the side. Maybe for a little fan or something. Not a big fan of these lead acid batteries. They generally don't last very long. but they are cheap. So if you spill water, get it picked up. If you overflowed your cell, put some gloves on, because when you go to pick this up, there's going to be acid in that. And this hydrochloric acid, you don't notice it at first, but about 30 seconds after you come in contact with it, it starts to eat your skin. So just letting you know. And if you touch your face, you will definitely know right away. But it takes about 30 seconds for it to eat through the hide on the palm of your hand. Around about. You don't notice it right away if it's on your hand. Anyhow, so now we're all filled up. Hey, let me see. Yeah, they're all filled up now. Good. So you can do this two ways. This battery is charged, I believe. Let's check the charge state of the battery. See what it looks like. 11.8 volts. Okay, not so great. Not so great. So we're gonna go switch this over to a standard battery, and we're gonna give this charge right quick. Give it a 30 amp boost right quick. And when you're going to do a high amperage charge, it's probably a good idea to leave the caps off, because what's going to happen is it's going to start to boil that. You really don't want it to boil, but it can desulfidate the plates on an older battery if you're trying to revamp a battery. Volts. And it's saying it's at zero capacity. Yeah. And oh, another thing, you want to, when you're doing this, you want to keep your charger away from the battery, or keep the battery where these caps are up above any electronics, because this puts off hydrogen gas as it's charging, and that's one of the reasons you want to leave the caps off too. Let that gas escape. I mean, it will escape through some little channels in here, but it can carry bubbles with it, and it carries out some of your electrolyte spills down the side. It's not cool. So that's why I leave the caps off. As long as no bugs land in there, we're probably okay. But you can see that we're that hydrogen gas, when it flows out of this, I think it's moving at like 30 miles an hour because it's very, very light. So it's going to go straight up. And it can, if you're in an enclosed building, it can accumulate in the ceiling of the building if it's sealed up pretty tight. So it's good to do it outside if you're in a sealed up building. My building, it's not so sealed up. Oh yeah, see that ridge there? Okay. There's actually the edges of the tin come together. There is a ridge cap over that, but none of it's airtight. If that makes sense. It is a pretty effective Faraday top up there, though. The whole thing grounded pretty good. I'll run it with 30 amps till about 80% or so, and then I'll finish it off on the 6 amp. This will get it done a lot quicker. Yeah, I just wanted to show you. We're a little ways long now. It's been about probably an hour, but I was going to show you the bubbling that's taking place. This is the reason I leave the caps off. I'll see that how it's bubbling there. Yeah, so that's the reason I leave the caps off when I'm doing a high amp charge. You know. And I also want to tell you a little bit about these batteries too. They're gonna, any of these batteries, these lead acid batteries, they're gonna require a certain amount of maintenance. And one of the things that keeps them going for a long time is keeping water in them. And it's a pretty standard practice. It used to always be. A lot of people have gotten away from it because they've got these new maintenance-free batteries, so-called maintenance-free batteries, with a different capping system where you don't see the caps. But the fact of the matter is, they do use water up eventually. As you charge them, they release hydrogen gas when you're charging them. So eventually the water starts to go down. The sulfuric acid in there, I think I called it hydrochloric acid earlier, but it's sulfuric acid, and it reacts to your hands the same way. It's 30 seconds before you realize that you're burning. It's diluted in water, of course, inside of a battery, but yeah, it's not good for you. But this is going to go on for a long time. And it's good to periodically come and check on it, you know, every couple hours or so. Just make sure it's not getting hot. If it gets hot, you're going to have to either give it a break for an hour if it's hot, if it's already hot. But if it's just warm, you can reduce your charging down to just a 2 amp trickle charge or something like that. But then you just put the caps back on, put your label back over it, and if it don't stay, put a piece of box tape over it or something to put it back on. Or leave the label off, it don't matter, either way. But that's all there is to it, guys. This thing was all the way dead, so it's going to take it probably well into the night to finish charging. So I'm just going to leave it going for some hours. But you get the gist of it. Hope y'all found it useful. Talk to you later.